put 9/19? 8/19, 2025. We live. Zul Karnain. It's a blessing to be here. I don't care if it's 1 or 1,000. I don't care if it's 1 or 1,000 in the live. I got a sub. Okay. Okay. I don't know what that means. That's neither here nor there. Whether 1 or 1,000, we gonna be here. So let's talk about it. What we doing? Where we at? Where we on? Mic? Are we live? Microphone check. 1, 2. What is this? Zul Karnain. Make the Ummah great again. One love, one Ummah. Live from Miami, Florida. You know what it is. From New Orleans. And we here. Let's get to it. Yeah, what we watching? What we on? What we on? Look at my Muslim brother. He working.
Like as a kid.
That's Muslamatic from Chicago.
One thing I think about when these guys see.
All right, what we seeing? What happened today? Let's get into it. I don't know what's going on. What can we check out on? Where do we go to see what's popping? Man, somebody dying in front. Okay. Is this new? How do I see this lyric? How do I play the? Why is that sound not playing? Oh, there.
And we cut the block off. I told y'all my niggas got a program coming out for the ladies. It's called Lunch with the Doctor.
Lunch with the Doctor. He hustling.
It's called Lunch with the Doctor.
Is this new or old?
$500 donation to FDMG Academy, ladies.
He back.
$500 donation to FDMG Academy, and you get a free lunch with Dr. Umar, restaurant of your choice in the state of Wilmington, Delaware. I said we got a new program called Lunch with Dr. Umar. Private lunch. Ladies, you got to donate $500 to the FDMG Academy, and I will take you to lunch, private lunch, any restaurant you want in the state of Delaware. It's called Lunch with the Doctor, and it costs you $500. You don't pay for the lunch, I pay for the lunch.
Dr. Umar is hilarious. Dr. Umar is hilarious. I was a staunch supporter of Dr. Umar, but I guess this is where black liberation has led us. You know what I'm saying? Once again, the common theme of this episode is, we shall overcome. Will we overcome? Is it still we shall overcome with the behavior of the Libyan? When I say Libyan, let me make it clear. I'm not talking about the country in North Africa, Libya. I'm talking about the indigenous black America. That's the slang I use to refer to the indigenous black American, the FBA or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't say the N-word. I don't like it, but people are acting niggardly. But I don't call that. It's too much negativity attached to that, man. When I just think about our ancestors on the plantations, whether it's South Carolina or North Carolina or Louisiana or Mississippi, tied to a tree, and some Nordic overseers, some country backwood, tobacco chewing, miseducated Nordic, taking a leather whip to our ancestors' backs, who were either here indigenous or imported from the transatlantic slave trade, and screaming the N-word at them. Nah, I can't even support it because it's rooted in evil, and no other ethnicity would do it. So I call them Libyans. So my Libyan, Dr. Umar, I was a supporter. I brought my son to meet him and all that. You know what I mean? But I think I heard something before even this, before he said he got hacked, they froze his account. I saw him on Don't Call Me White Girl podcast, and it hit me. Like I saw a clip, like how they be clip forming streams and clip forming interviews. And I saw a clip, and when he was talking about the different types of vagina that he was classifying and that he enjoys, and he broke it down. And that's when it just all of a sudden hit me. I'm like, man, this Libyan don't want to build no school. This Libyan's not trying to be a black leader. Like, imagine if we saw Frederick Douglass, the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey talking about that. It just takes away the seriousness of your mission. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Medgar Evers, Kwame Ture, Ibrahim Traore, any of these brothers. You know what I mean? The brother before him. That was, that revolution was '83. That was a good year. So imagine if we saw the people that we, even here, Barack Obama, any black leader, 19 Keys, any of these people that people look up to, Rashad Bilal, Earn Your Leisure, people that people go to for guidance, leadership, whether it's in the spiritual, financial, mental health, economic, Pan-African sector, talking about these, things, and you could be funny, you could joke, you could be a comedian, but it takes away from the seriousness of what you got going on. So he's just compounding, and I don't backbite, I don't want to slander, but when you see stuff like this, he's just compounding to those who are anti-Dr. Umar, which I am not, but many are anti-Dr. Umar. He's adding them fuel to the fire in regard to what they may call grifting, swindling, taking funds under a false pretense. But the brother did buy the building, and he was making advancements to do it. But it's just, don't get these guys fuel to the fire. I know you won't get your internet whoop going, but, just walk into the shoes of the Marcus Garvey. Well, you should have that wristband that say, what would Marcus Garvey do, or what would Frederick Douglass do? But on the other hand, this is funny.
Any restaurant in the state of
Date with Dr. Umar. Don't hate. I'm not hating, brother.
Brothers,
I'm not hating. I'm not.
Don't hate my ninja. If
My
I
Libyan.
ask your wife if she want that luncheon, if I ask your wife if she want that luncheon, if I ask your baby mom if she want that luncheon with the doctor, we know what she gonna say, ninja. Don't test my intellectual gangster. If I roll up on your girlfriend, your live-in prisoner, you call a girlfriend. If I roll up on your live-in prisoner,
Bro, he's a comedian.
Prisoner, you call a girlfriend who ain't there because she want to be, she there because she got to be. If I roll up on your romantic prisoner, my brother, if I roll up on your romantic prisoner, you call a girlfriend who living with you because she got to, not because she want to. Do she want that lunch date with the doctor? Do you?
This is what I'm saying. This is the Prince of Pan-Africanism, the most requested black scholar in the world from America. So, that's self-titled. He funny. My man's is funny. But I'm just like, come on, bro. We got bigger fish to fry. We don't need more jesters. We need more leaders. We don't need more jesters. We need more leaders. But he's funny, and this is why he's big. So I salute him. I'm not hating at all. But it just kind of, it hit me and made me think, the school's not priority number one. That's how I'll say. I'm not going to say you don't want to build a school, but after seeing that clip, I was like, it's not priority number one. You know what I'm saying? When the Nation of Islam and all that was going around and building Clara Muhammad schools all around the country, they was on it. You know what I'm saying? They was buying buildings. They had a congregation of people and followers, and they were establishing schools and building temples. So, it ain't hard. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. What else we got? Why is this going on? It's a nice watch. What's going on in the world, bro? What's going on? This is the hip hop page. What's going on? Let's go see what's on Al Jazeera, man. Al Jazeera. It's sad. It's tough out here. You know what I mean? It's really tough out here. We already know what's going on. It's constantly in Gaza. Look, you see what I'm saying? Israel has killed 19,000 children in Gaza as war strikes intensify. I think I told this story on a previous stream. I was, man, let's just go and see what's going on, bro. It's crazy. The Nuba Mountains, Sudan Civil War. Look at the beautiful Sudanese. And people always ask, why does Sudan and Congo not get the same attention that Gaza and Palestine has? Well, one, of course, it could be, you could say, because they're in Africa, because they have dark skin. But also, there's not enough delegation of others from Sudan that's in America or from the Congo in America screaming it, I believe. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I'm not trying to offend anybody. But just the one we can identify the enemy in the Gaza genocide, and USA is directly connected to that. by its allegiance with Israel and financing them and giving them so much money. So we're here so we can point the finger at that. There's a large Palestinian community, and outside of that, the Muslim community, and then there's a lot. They're screaming it loud. They're doing organizations. They're doing events. They have merchandise. They have all type of paraphernalia. So we need to, and I don't think there's a big enough of a Congolese delegation here. And who do we point the finger at? Who's behind it? There's a hidden hand. See, that the American hand is hidden in its support of Israel and what they're doing to Gaza and Palestine in general. But who's the hand behind the Congolese? We know about King Leopold from old, but now what is actually going on? And a lot of people don't really know what's going on in Sudan. So many people after the Super Bowl would ask me, well, what's really going on? This Muslims, what's going on in Sudan? What is it, a civil war? What is this? What is that? So there's no real clear enemy to identify, but they need your support, and we need your support. The Congolese need your support, their prayers. But it's like, what do you do? And that's what I want to get in the comments and say, what do you do? You feel me? What is going on? So I know besides supporting the charities, and I don't even know any Congolese charities. What charities are helping those in the Congo? Now, I got some Congolese partners here that I do business with in Miami. They're telling me a lot of the stuff is going on in the western part, like Goma, the Goma area. But other parts of the DRC is, they I guess acting as normal. So, and a lot of times, a lot of people are burnt out. A lot of they've been seeing the Sudanese, the Congolese, they've been seeing it their whole life. So they may feel like there's no end in sight. So, yeah, it's tough. But here we see, like, this guy, this is the clear enemy in what they got going on. And our your mans, the president, is supporting them. And it's a lot of press and a lot of publicity, even though it's drowned out. But it's way more than what we see, especially from Congo and from Sudan. So, and then it's so nuanced. Even they say like the UAE is supporting them, and the UAE is a Muslim country also. So outside of that, it's just like not enough information about what's going on totally in the nuances of what's going on in Sudan and Gaza. But we know, and so we must support, and if we can, and helping those who are helping them. And if you know any Congolese charities, any people that is working in the Congo to help with supplies or helping those in need, whether it's food, shelter, water. But if somebody break down what's going on, who are the aggressors? Who's financing? Because I know it's either tribal or people inside the country. Like, it's not another nation, clear nation against them. It's so nuanced, so detailed that we don't really know. So, because I talk to people from the Congo, and they it's vague in it. Of course, they're doing the child labor, but it's other people from the Congo oppressing other people from the Congo, and there's the hidden hands manipulating this, and of course it's all tied to money, minerals, what they've been doing to Africa for 1,000 some odd years. You feel what I'm saying? Well, since colonization, not 1,000 years, however long, since the European, because God blessed Africa with everything in it, and these people went go get it. So, it's a lot, man. A lot on the plate. What we got? Israel has killed 19,000 children. That is horrific. 19,000 children, and I'm probably sure it's more. In Gaza war, as strikes intensifies. These are unarmed, innocent, have nothing to do with nothing, no hostages, no hummus, no none of these people. These are children, and y'all dropping bombs on them. You know what I'm saying? And taking pride in it with no remorse. At least 18,885 children are among the more than 62,000 Palestinians killed by Israel since the start of the genocidal war in Gaza. Now, are they documenting? Since what I'm saying, it's all like I say, a lot of people reach out speak about this country, speak about that country. Are they documenting what's going on in these other countries? Where do they get the information in, like, what's going on in Congo? Somebody please break it down to me. I understand that they're going to usurp and steal the minerals and the natural resources, and this child labor and child war is an intertribal. Who's the hidden hand? Who's the European force, the white supremacist force that's paying off this tribal leader, this, that, and the third? Break it down. Because like I said, I talked to many people from the DRC, formerly known as Zaire, I have the Royal Kinshasa. I was inspired by Kinshasa, the city name, and I don't know too much about Mobutu Sese Seko other than the rumble in the jungle. But what is going on? And was this going on when he was there? Let's start there, in the words of FYBJ Maine. But man, yeah, it's global. But it's a sad situation. Yeah, how y'all do that? And where's the end? Can somebody get in the comments? How does this end? How do we see this playing out? Because I know how the Israelis want it to play out. I've heard from a Zionist, as they call them, who's a citizen of Israel, Israeli American. I just happen to be working out in the gym. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking like who I'm looking like, so they don't know I'm Muslim. I ain't had to make the Great Again hat on. I'm just a Libyan with a beard in the gym. And I overheard him talking to his fellow Israeli partner, saying that they're taking everywhere. Gaza is not the end. Like, Gaza is just the beginning. They say we going to get everywhere where Abraham's foot stopped, a step. Everywhere that Abraham's foot stepped, that's what he's going to get. He was saying Saudi Arabia, the Emirates, everywhere, Lebanon, Syria, all this, the greater Israel. So, but in our regard, the resistance, the righteous, the wrath of the righteous, where does it end? Allahu Alam, only Allah knows, but we got to continue to make the effort. You know what I mean? Yeah, so when you hear this type of stuff, it's disheartening. We live. Where we at? Okay. Get in the chat, man. What we talking about? How do I put the chat on the screen? That's what I need to figure out. Oh, they do that when they be streaming on Twitch. I got it. I figured it out. So what they do, they mute this. And they go here. You hear me? But then it's like this, so this is crazy. We'll do that later. We'll figure that out. I'm not doing that right now. Yeah, I got to get my mans over here. What are we talking about? What else is going on in pop culture? Let's get back to the ground with the foolishness. Let's see. How about Mufti Mink, though? I don't know. What's popping on headlines? The Shade Room. This is what Libyans like to watch. Fat Joe says he felt guilty enjoying Gunna's album post-rap allegations. The album was fire. Sure. I'm sure. Stephen A. Smith and his daughter. She's paying to get that on now. Amber Rose with the weave. All of us are selective sinners. We choose the sins we are comfortable with and judge others that commit the ones we're uncomfortable with. Let's not judge. Well, I mean, you can pass your judgment, but, you know, we're humans, whatever. Where we at? What is this? Can somebody break this down? China set to launch world's first pregnancy robot using artificial womb. Here we go, playing with our lives' creation. That's what they say. Trying to do our lives' job. And of course, it'll be insufficient. That's neither here nor there. We're the stuff we used to watch when we was children, Terminator and all this other stuff, AI stuff, all these movies. It's coming to life, y'all. It's coming to life. We seeing it live firsthand. Now, you best believe there's going to be an influx in Down syndrome and autism and all of these other handicaps because it ain't what it is. And I mean, like, you know, I don't know. Is it going to be like, you know, the human, of course, the human sperm and human egg, and then it's nurtured in this artificial womb? We'll see. What do y'all think about that? Like, what do you think of the becoming of that? And everybody say this is bringing on the last days. Whatever. You know what? We might be right. I don't know, but I feel like it's been the last days for the longest. But we just got to stay strong in the midst of it. Look at NLE Shopper. Yeah. What's poppin'? So make sure y'all follow, man. ZQN FFF underscore Zulkarnain. Haley Berry. What is that? Haley Berry. Oh, that's crazy. Frozen shrimp from Walmart. All right, what else we got? Let's go back to Al Jazeera. Slow news day. The journalist. You know, I did see that. Al Jazeera journalist murdered. The whole team. The whole team. Let's see. May Allah grant them all Jannatul Firdaus. Al Jazeera's Anas al-Sharif was an outcry for the loss of his life. And also Muhammad Khorraki, I want to pronounce that correctly. And I recently saw on the Joe Budden podcast, the brother Mark Lamont Hill, who was a journalist, may still be a journalist for Al Jazeera. He made on the pie as he's a cast member on the Joe Budden podcast, which I regularly watch. I used to be a patroni paying the $5 a month, but I felt like I wasn't getting nothing. Yeah, every time they put some Patreon out with a guest that I want to see that I'm not seeing on YouTube, they want you to upgrade to pay some more money. And then they started putting the Patreon stuff on YouTube. So I'm like, let me save my left five. Joe got it. But either or. So Mark Lamont Hill mentioned that, all of his colleagues that worked at Al Jazeera who were in Gaza reporting the genocide, or the G side, or however you want to, I don't know how to, I ain't even trying to, whatever. Just share it, share the post. I don't know. If they shadow ban you, they shadow ban you. But we making the effort at least. But I would like to get it out. But they all were murdered. They all were massacred. They all were martyred. And, it was kind of glazed over. It wasn't kind of glazed over. It was glazed over. And, I guess Joe don't want to lose that Prize Picks money. Joe got them sponsorships. Yusuf, let's call him Yusuf. Yusuf Badoon. Yusuf Badoon glazed over it, and because he doesn't want to lose sponsorships or Prize Pick money, I guess it's a touchy subject. Or maybe it hit him off guard, like they say with Mr. Beast. But they know what it is. They don't want to play with it. But it's becoming that. And I've been said this last year. The more and more that Israel continues to commit this genocide, they're only just they're uncovering themselves for who they are, and they're going to have more vitriol. It's going to be so much you can't hide it. The vitriol is going to increase against them in their program, in the massacre and the genocide that they're committing, but it's going to backfire upon the vitriol and hate for their country and their countrymen. They talk about anti-Semitism. It's going to only increase, especially as it infects the American. If Americans lose financially or lives or something like this, it ain't going to be the Libyans that's going to be up in an uproar. It's already starting with the lady Marjorie Green or whatever her name is. Forgive me. I catch stuff as a hit and miss, but we see her barking because it continues to affect if it affects financially, it's going to be a negative backlash, not only on Israel, but its citizens and, Jewish people that look like the ones that they see causing the havoc in Israel. You know what I mean? I don't think the black Israelites or the Ethiopian Jews are going to catch too much backlash. But the ones that look like Netanyahu or ones running around with the blue and white flag or whatever, and especially, Americans be ignorant. They don't know left from right, up from down. They just, if you looking like that, they might come for you. You got that flag, whatever. I saw a young Christian brother at school with the Star of David on. So, you can't, just because they got the Star of David don't mean they Jewish. But either or, man, Allah grant all of these brothers Jannatul Firdaus. I would like to watch, let's see here. And they're mourning the journalists. Watch how they mourn. Look at the tribute. It's crazy. Moment of silence, is it?
نقف اليوم في هذه الوقفة للتعبير عن تقديرنا ووفائنا لزملائنا الشهداء ولنؤكد على أننا ثابتون على المهنية وعلى مواصلة هذا الطريق.
How can any human support this? See, this is the thing right here. That's what separates what's going on in other countries, whether the Uyghur Muslims, Congo, Sudan. This is getting a lot of much more press and publicity. And it's atrocious what they're doing. So with that being said, how can anybody with a heart not be affected by this? Like, how can you still say you stand with X, Y, and Z when you see the heinous crimes they're doing? You don't got to be Palestinian. You don't got to be Muslim. This is inhumane. This is a journalist. It's 20,000 children. What the hell? But, you know, the chickens will come home to roost.
على طريق نقل الحقائق نقول إن قتل الأنبياء لم يحل دون انتشار الرسالات ونقول أيضا إن قتل الصحفيين لن يحول دون انتشار الحقائق.
عدد من المدارس سيخصص عمارة سكنية للتعد لعائلة
اخلاعها فورا وانه سيتم قصف المدرسه مخلايه ومهدده بالقصف جسامين.
If they had real evidence, do you not think they would put it out
It's crazy.
right away in the international?
You know, these brothers are soldiers and martyrs for the greater cause. They have genital firdaus, but their families are mourning them. But their death is not in vain. It's only compounding to what will be the end of this Israeli genocide and victory for the oppressed and ultimately victory for the believers. This is not just an attack on Palestine or Gaza. This is an attack on Islam also. And this is what I try to tell people. They be like, well, why you black, you ain't, man, look, I'm Muslim. They're humans. They're my brothers. And not only that, they're trying to, if they have control of this whole area, this is a holy land for the Muslims, Jerusalem. Not only the Muslims, but the Christians. And Al-Aqsa is a mosque where the Muslims go pray, where all the prophets went pray at, that has great reward. So if they have full control of that area, you think they're going to let us come and still pray there and do Juma there? And do any of that there? So we gotta stand. You gotta resist. You gotta, you know what I mean, balk back. However you want to do it. However it need to be done. But it need to be done. You can't just let that happen, let that slide. As a Muslim, this is what if they were doing this in Mecca? What if they were doing this in Medina? Gaza, West Bank, these are right around the Holy Land of Jerusalem. And if they take and eradicate all of the Muslims out of there, which their plan is, how can a Muslim go there? You think they're going to keep Al-Aqsa as a mosque for the Muslims to worship in? When I went long time ago, I don't know, 2016, they had the IDF sitting outside, you know, only, I guess, being security to make sure only Muslims went in there. And as a black man, you know, they didn't know who I was. I looked American, I guess, so they wanted to make sure I wasn't just trying to come see it. So I had to recite the Fatiha to get past the gate. But you think they're going to be doing that now? You know, you think they're going to be letting Muslims fly in from all over the world to worship in the third holy land at the mosque that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam traveled to? You know what I mean? So that's why we got to bark back. It's really obligation as a Muslim because, you know, some type of resistance, however you want to do it. But if we see it wrong, we got to speak out against it. Like I said, Jerusalem is an Islamic holy land. Al-Aqsa is a holy mosque. The Israeli government does not want to preserve Al-Aqsa for the Muslims. And this is only like partial steps to doing that. They want to try to eradicate Gaza, eradicate the West Bank, take over all of the Middle East, Europeanize it, Westernize it, and definitely not have Al-Aqsa to be for the believers. Mark my words. You already know it, so balk out and speak out against it. We'll see how it plays out. Victory is for the believers. Victory is for the believers. Make sure y'all follow FFF_Zulkarnain, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I'm in here, man. I need some people to talk to me. What we need to talk about? Talk to me. Yes, sir. What's going on in Africa? Nigeria. Mali's former prime minister charged with embezzlement. Lord, Africans hustling, huh? Africans stay hustling. Oh, that's it right there. Hold on. Stay hustling. We don't know what's going on. I know, hey, I don't want, this is what I'm saying, about Muslim, certain people, me and my Muslim brothers are happy, but I don't want to slander, but I done had some bad encounters. And there was one country in particular, I'm not going to say here, but y'all got a lot of little grifters. A lot of them. Watch out for them. And it ain't Nigeria. Nigeria, they doing it on a big scale. This other country going after people that look like you for small, petty hustling. You know what I'm saying? Nigeria, they going after countries. They going after people with a big bag selling mythical airports to a country. That ain't hurt me. They going to get that money. Hush Puppy going to get that bag. They not, hitting you up, lying up for $250 every now and then. But either, I don't want to get into that. Where we at? Let's go on YouTube. It's on YouTube, man. Boy, they on Dr. Umar's head. Yeah, what is that to talk about? See, I ain't get all that. Yeah, I'm going to get a list. We're going to get a list. We're going to come back. We're going to get a list. This is a good fight. Snitching in hip-hop. Flacco QB1. Okay. I don't know. We're going to get a list together. I'm going to scream with some people, and we're going to figure it out. But I got two on screen. Where we at? Where the chat at? Let's go. Talk to me. We get in the chat. What else is going on? We in here. Live on YouTube, live on YouTube, Twitch, whatever. I like this guy here with New Music, Grits and Eggs podcast. He talked about Katrina. Now, I'm from New Orleans. I'm from New Orleans. Let's talk to him. I'm from New Orleans. Hurricane Katrina is on this. I hit the wrong button. Let me hit my son. Where we at? I'm here. That's how I need to start my show off. I need to start it off with Zul Karnaim. You know what? Let me go back. I want to play this Mufti Mink thing. Let me go to I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. Let me go. I want to hear. I need to see why I need a sound bite. My Mufti Mink joint.
Here's the truth. Do you think this is halal haram, make the Ummah great again?
Well, no, it's not a bad statement, obviously. Everyone wants to make them, but Ummah's always been great. So to make it great again, it would mean that it's not great.
Well, not that it's not great, but it's not at its glory days of prominence.
It's not at its glory.
The time of Khalifa. So,
may Allah make it easy.
So what advice do you think we could do? Because I'm from America. We came out here to see. What advice would you think we could do to make it back together again, unified all over the globe, strong?
I've been striving for a good understanding between members of
Mufti Mink.
many years.
Shout out Mufti Mink.
If we have a better understanding between us, with the different types of Muslims that we have, better understanding, and we feel for each other. Like I said yesterday in my speech, if you heard it, that the believers are like one body.
Yes.
So the believers are like one body, so there are different organs and so on. And if we all learn to respect each other, we will be able to solve a huge problem in the Ummah. The problem is it looks like we don't really care for each other.
Yeah, that's all I mean.
All right, I'm trying to look so I could clip form or take the sound bite of me with
Well, what do you feel about making the Ummah great again? We do make the Ummah greater than that, so we give the proceeds to those who need.
Where was that at?
Well, what do you feel about making the Ummah?
Yeah, I got an audio of him saying make the Ummah great again. I want to use that. Here we go. Follow us, man. FFF_Zul Karnaim. Let's go back to YouTube. I'm from New Orleans. Hurricane Katrina's 20 years ago. This guy was talking about Katrina. My man, Kyle, very funny. Deontay Kyle is his name. Very funny guy. He's talking about he's in Atlanta and how after Katrina, all the New Orleanians came out there.
What have they been taking from these people?
I'm gonna tell you like this.
$50 to $75 billion a year
every country in Africa should look like Dubai. Real shit.
Okay.
1% for black people. If you want to be in the streets, do not play with them niggas.
That's what you talking about, New Orleans. Huh?
Whacking shit. Yes. Believe it. Inmates being let out. Inmates being left to dead.
Let's talk about Katrina, 20 years ago.
By vigilantes. Yeah. The news, the way the news covered it, survivors versus looters. Mm-hmm. This was, you know, it set the stage for the gentrification of New Orleans. Facts. But also, like, yeah, bro, they trying to get rid of niggas. They trying to kill niggas. Yeah. It just is what it is. And they effectively did kill niggas. Yeah. Because if you went to New Orleans before Katrina and after, it's two totally different places. I've never been to New Orleans before Katrina. Two totally different places.
It was a great place.
Fuck it. If a nigga was outside, nigga. If a nigga was outside 95, nigga ain't that nigga a gangster.
He quoting Soulja Slim.
Yeah. Read it in week. Mm-hmm. Right, we got Soulja Slim out of there. Murder capital of the world. Of the United States. Of the United States. Yeah. Niggas is down there where really killing. And also another thing we get from Katrina, New Orleans Exposed. Yeah. We get to watch those documentaries.
And the Murder Capital documentary I produced. Wait, hold up.
It's not a good thing, but you got the violence.
Hold up. He shout out Video Wayne, the originator of the New Orleans documentary. He did the New Orleans Exposed, which was ultimately an inspiration for me to do the Murder Capital documentary that's on YouTube. Check it out. MurdaCapital. This is after Katrina, but it's a beautiful documentary, and it humanizes us because as they try to show us as subhuman, which we're not. But let's go.
You got some violence out of that shit. There was a lot of violence came out of that. Them niggas was in survival mode. I ain't gonna lie. If you was in the streets, they was coming to get you. They was coming to get you. Listen, bro. It just exposed you to a different type of street nigga. Like,
yes.
Different level street.
Street Libyans.
These are when you think street nigga. New Orleans. For sure. There's no hesitancy. Them niggas was robbing and killing everything. Everything. If you had it, they thought you had it. That was coming. It was coming to get you. Because they look at robbing as a part of hustling. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. We gotta get them. Bro, the violence that came with it was a little crazy. Yeah. But good people. They good people. Great people. If you in the street, you don't want to be in the streets with them niggas. Nah. If you faking it in the streets and you playing around, them ain't the niggas you want to be in the streets. Do not play with them niggas. They coming to get you. They're whacking shit. Yes. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Unfortunately, but it's part of the story. But a reality, a real reality. I come down here and turn the crock pot off, or just put it on warm. But yeah, it was, it's one of those things where like, man, that shit, it changed everything. Yeah. It changed the trajectory of our lives too, though. Yeah. Not only that, I got to say warning. Say every nigga for warning. Warning. What's up, warning?
I need, look. Now, yes, what are you saying is true. What he is saying is true. And I have, I'm from New Orleans, so I was there. You can ask Jeezy. You can ask Coach K. I was a young mustache running around, and it makes me think about all of the people from New Orleans, or many of the people that I know that went out there that lost their freedom. Yes. Okay, we'll talk about you. That lost their freedom. A young guy I went to college with, Mel. He went out there, did a foolish act, got convicted of murder, doing 60 years in a Georgia prison. My man Slugger. Shout out Slugger, shout out P-Town Mo. And Slugger, I forgot Slugger, little brother. Mo getting in the comments and later his brother name. But I used to be out there with them. This was after Katrina, man. He had a house. They used to let me sleep at the house, man. Bunk beds in the room. Slugger had about 7, 8 cars. Showed nothing but love. We know Slugger. Yep, Slugger locked up. I think he's supposed to be coming home. But, he got caught up in some foolishness. You know what I'm saying? And announced to me he ain't even do it. But either or. The point was New Orleans people went out there and got to it. Slugger had 6, 7 cars. Used to throw me the keys. 645, Maxima. Let me do whatever. Do my thing. I'm sleeping in a bunk bed with his little brother. Off of 166 is that Greenbrier or something. So, but to see him and his brother get locked up knowing they were good-hearted individuals. Like I said, I slept in the room with him. We'll be talking at night. He was a teenager then, but just about his aspirations, his goals. And then years later, I found out he get caught up on a charge, murder charge, got all his time. But yes, New Orleans did go out there and go get to it. We hear rumors of them going through Strokers, robbing the Stroker strip club, going through the roof, Magic City, all that. Yeah, it was hectic after Hurricane Katrina. That's the documentaries that need to be made. Can somebody make that documentary? Not about, because we have plenty about the suffering that happened in New Orleans during Katrina and the people that stayed that was in the dome. But what about the people that had a little money that got up out of there? And then what happened in Houston? What happened in Atlanta? What happened in certain parts of Florida? Yeah, that's the documentary. The tales of the sluggers. The tales of the Libyans from New Orleans on Martin Luther King in Atlanta. Outside, what was the restaurant we all still get the sandwiches at? World famous. What was that? Somebody get in the comments. Not Phillies. Was it Phillies something? But you go get the sandwiches, man, on Martin Luther King. Yeah. And my man Harik opened up a satellite office a satellite shop in New Orleans years after, but he closed that down. What was the name of? I don't forget. And Mr. Everything, right outside Mr. Everything. They had a lot of New Orleans out there on Martin Luther King posted up getting to it. You know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of them went to jail. I don't know too many got killed. A lot of them went to jail. They got caught up playing in Georgia, playing in Texas, but they got to it. It was by any means, like old Kyle said. So, that we need to make a documentary about that. Those New Orleans that went out and got to some money, and they, by as they say, any means necessary. Fight, no flight. Robbery, hustling, getting to the bag, kicking in doors, go and get it. Yeah. So, Slugger's supposed to be coming home. Shout out Slugger. Shout out his little brother. Shout out P-Town Mo. We was really jam. You might not think it, like what was Zul Carnane doing running with Slugger. Yeah, we was out there at the Hurricane Katrina, locked in. And I wasn't locked in like that, but just coming and going. Like whenever I'm in Atlanta, what's that? We go hang, give me up straight to Crash, ride around, go to the club. Yeah, it was love. It was exciting times. Can we make a film about those exciting times post-Katrina? We was on a whole southeast run. The Carolinas, Georgia, Texas, on a tour, Chitlin circuit, running it, making it happen. So, I'm going to leave it at that. Man, New Orleans, bro, you got to love it. 20 years after we here, beautiful place. New Orleans still ain't been back right since. We done dropped the ball on letting it. They done knocked Ray Nagin up. They trying to go at the Cantrell. If you're a brown paper bag or darker, they look like they trying to come get you. But the old New Orleans, man, Lord, I miss the old New Orleans. Man, that's why I left. That's why I moved out of New Orleans, because I was sick seeing this new Orleans, physically sick, stomach hurting, pain, sitting outside uptown. I was staying in Irish Channel. I forgot, man. I be forgetting the streets. The street right behind Magazine. Was it Constance? I don't know. Something like that. But uptown, Irish Channel. It's a whole different world. I was like, man, this ain't the Leavenworth I know. This ain't what T. Brown and Theron and A.B. and all them. You know what I'm saying? We was shooting dice at what was the park? Start with a C, not Conrad. Lord, that's Hollygrove. I know that. Clay Park. Used to be at Clay Park in Saraparoo. Yeah, whole different world. That's where I come up at. The Thomas. Show love like Bub. Bub home. Shout out Buddy. They got the shirts. They pumping. They hustling. Platinum shears. All that's a new world. So, but nothing stays the same. But so that whole transformation that was going on, I couldn't really stomach it. I had to come to some place like a South Florida and get with all these different, cultural people, islanders, and it's an international city. So I'm not, it's not just a black or white thing. And you know what I'm saying? They tried to mix New Orleans with powdered milk and water. You know that milk that you make with water? It's like they made milk like that and just threw it in New Orleans and tried to whatever. But New Orleans is so powerful, it just overcomes whatever comes in it. You're not about to change New Orleans. New Orleans will change you. But still, with that being said, I just couldn't, I missed the New Orleans, the old New Orleans, and I had having a lot of boys. It was just going to be a stressful, anxious headache. I would have just been living off fate, thinking about my sons running around in that city, because I knew how it was for me, and I only made it by the mercy of Allah. So I don't want to be thinking about, and anything can happen to anybody anywhere, but just, we know, running around, and I know they like me. They going to be wanting to be, let me go see what's happening up here, out there. Let me go in the east. Let me go there. Let me go uptown. Let me go back of town. Let me go Nine Wall. Nah, I can't have it. So, and we're going to leave it at that. ZQN1Uber.com, man, it's a blessing. I don't care if it's 1 or 1,000. I'm going to be here talking to the people. So spread the word. Chop it up. Share it. Clip it. Whoop it. We kicking up dust. Live. Thank you. Have $1 million day.